I'm Dr. Clare E Steffen, and I'm a psychologist, a naturopathic educator, certified drug and alcohol counselor, and certified life coach, wellness coach, business coach, and brain health coach. Today I want to share with you a model I created called Integrative-Sustainability, and it really could be utilized as a philosophy for living. I'm going to ask you to tap into your ability to visualize as I share with you this model. And maybe you might even want to take out a sheet of paper and pen or pencil, and you can draw out the model as I share it with you. Imagine a circle just a little bit bigger than the size of a quarter. And in the center of that image, you're going to see the words, "I am able." Or if you're writing them out, simply write that out in the center there. I am able. And we know that when people believe that they are able to do something, to change something, and if they envision themselves being able to accomplish this, they are more likely to be able to do it. Okay, so at that center we have the little circle with the words I am able in it. And now I'm going to ask you to think about this image and envision a half circle at the top and a half circle at the bottom, and we're going to be able to divide this circle into various parts. So I'll walk you through it as we go through the model. Now I want you to envision a circle around that quarter image that says I am able. And remember, it's going to be divided in half. So in the top half, it'll refer to positive actions or beliefs, and the bottom half will be related to negative attitudes or beliefs. Okay, so we have this rim around the quarter circle that says I am able, and now I want you to be able to draw that into 5 equal parts in your mind or on paper if you're physically doing it. And those 5 equal parts are going to look like this. We're going to have the words in there. For the top half of the circle, let's deal with the top half of the circle right now when we're focused on the positive. So in the one section, imagine positive attitudes. Okay, and in the second section, I want you to have the word activity. In the third section, available resources. Now, when we're talking about available resources, you can also think about this in terms of a continuum that could be anywhere from adequate to ample resources, but we're just going to use the words available resources. And then in that fourth area there, in this top half of the rim around the I am able circle, I want you to think about the words skills developed, or develop skills, whichever way it rings best in your mind. And in that last section there, we're going to put in the word abundance approach. So now in the top half of this rim, we have positive attitude, we have activity, we have available resources, and we have skills developed or developed skills, and we have the word abundance. So now I want you to envision the bottom half of this circle with this rim around I am able. And here we're going to be speaking about negative impacts. So again, it's going to be divided up into 5 sections that are equal. And in that first section, it's going to say negative attitudes. And in the second section, you can write the word or visualize the word inactivity. And in the third section, it would be unavailable resources. And in this case, the continuum could be anything from inadequate to limited. And then the fourth section in this rim would be referring to underdeveloped skills. And in the last section, we will have scarcity approach. So we have it divided up into 5 sections, which are negative attitude, inactivity, unavailable resources, underdeveloped skills, and scarcity approach. Now we're going to envision or draw another circle around that rim. And this time we're going to be talking about health and well-being. And again, it'll be divided by that line separating the positive from the negative. So we have the 5 sections in this half circle on the top, referring to positive. And in that first section, I want you to write the words or envision the words emotional health and well-being. And in the second section, social health and well-being. In the third section, physical health and well-being. In the fourth section, environmental health and well-being. And in the last section, financial health and well-being. Okay, so we have that dividing line between positive and negative. And we're just going to do the same thing on the bottom half there. So directly beneath emotional well-being in the positive, you'll have the same word in the negative. And again, we have 5 sections here. So we have in the negative, emotional health and well-being, social health and well-being, physical health and well-being, environmental health and well-being, and financial health and well-being. So it's either in the positive or in the negative in any one of these 5 sections that are related to health and well-being. Now, everything within this model is relatable to yourself or to others, and it's interactive. So now I want you to draw another circular kind of image around this 5 sections that's referring to health and well-being. And again, it's going to be separated by the midsection there, with the top half referring to positive and the bottom half referring to negative. Okay, so in this rim, we're just simply going to write the word balanced homeostasis. And in the negative section, the second half of this circle, in this rim, we're going to write the word imbalanced homeostasis. And now I want you to draw one more final circle around that rim. And again, this one's just going to simply be divided by that midline. And in the top half, the positives, we're talking about resilience that is protected. So protected resilience. And in the bottom half of the rim, we're going to have the words unprotected resilience. Now, this model refers to integrative sustainability, and I've always believed it's not just enough to be resilient. In other words, things can happen that are difficult for us to cope with and to resolve and manage and be able to regulate our emotions around as we work through it. But it doesn't mean that this is only going to happen either once or once in a while in our life. We can have multiple losses, multiple situations, and environmental things that affect us, social and emotional, financial. And so we have to be able to sustain the resilience. And we have to be able to think about this resilience and sustainability in an integrative way in order to maintain total health and well-being. So let's talk about this model from a practical approach to it. So as I started off today, I was talking about the fact that if we believe we are able and we take action to move in that direction, our chances of success are much higher than if we maintain negative attitudes or beliefs, if we remain inactive, and that we have a scarcity attitude about our approach to anything that we need to conquer in life or change. We talked about these 5 different sections, in the rim around I am able. And so if you think about your attitudes and how you can manage them in a positive way versus engaging in negative self-attitudes or attitude towards others, and again, it can be interactive. You can have negative or positive attitudes about your emotional health and well-being or that of others, and social health and well-being, physical health and well-being, environmental, and your financial state as well. And so having that interactive kind of approach towards your attitudes is one thing, but you also have to be active in that approach and then secure the resources you need, so make them available. And in some cases, unfortunately, people are born into environments in which there are not available resources, and it's much more difficult to be able to accomplish that. Perhaps they don't have adequate support in order to achieve that. So it might be a tougher road being able to figure out how to access the resources so that they are adequate and not limited. The other thing that can help that is developing skills. And again, if you have access to more, then it's going to be an easier road to do that. But that's not to imply that people can't have all of that available to them, and still not have a scarcity attitude or have an approach to life that is based in scarcity thinking as opposed to abundance thinking. In many of my episodes of the Heal Your Brain Toolbox, I talk about the importance of life balance. So sustaining life balance, career balance, social life balance. And so when we're talking about balanced homeostasis, we're really looking at all those 5 areas of health and well-being: emotional, social, physical, environmental, and financial. And there may be others as well, but these are the key ones that I addressed in this model. And as I said, in order to maintain resilience, we have to have a way to protect that. And sometimes it requires having people in our court who are there to support us and be emotionally, physically, socially, environmentally, and financially available for that type of support to occur. And maybe sometimes we are the resource of that for other people, so it's interactive in that way as well. So having this kind of protective environment, it's part of the zone. So you could think about who you let into this zone of this integrative sustainable circle, and be very careful about not letting people in who will deplete your resources on a personal level, whether we're talking about emotional, social, your physical resources, environmental, or financial. So everything in life is relational, and this model of integrative sustainability speaks to that fact. And if you start to think about your life in this integrative way and approach everything in your life so that you are focused on creating life balance, it will improve your and move you in the direction of contentment. So today, the main thing I want to leave you with is this model of integrative sustainability, and at the core is the belief in the simple words, I am able. I am Dr. Clare Steffen, and I want to thank you again for joining me in another episode of Heal Your Brain Toolbox. I hope you'll join me again in the near future, and I look forward to it. Thank you.